Harvard University making headlines after a student group hosted the school's first ever Undocu-Graduation, a graduation ceremony only for illegal immigrants.
And this comes after a new report suggests neo-segregation is an essential part of Yale's student life. The same report also shows almost 3/4 of American colleges and universities have voluntary segregated graduation ceremonies. So is this where identity politics, where that push is starting?
Joining us right now, Executive Director of Unhyphenated America, Christopher Harris, joins us from D.C. Christopher, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Steve.
First of all, I didn't realize that schools were having separate ceremonies for people who are not documented.
You know, Steve, this is where education is headed now. You would think that we'd have the best and the brightest and that they'd be taught by the best and the brightest, but they're basically being indoctrinated right now. And, you know, folly is caught up in the heart of the child. That's what the Bible will tell you. And what you're having is people manipulating these young people whose brains are not even fully formed yet. And, you know, Steve, history, you would think that they'd be well educated with history, right? I mean, it wasn't that long ago that you had Democrat Governor George Wallace standing in schoolhouse doors and promising segregation now and segregation forever. And here it is, history is repeating itself.
Well, if the schools like Harvard are allowing undocumented individuals to take classes, why don't they just go to the normal graduation?
You would think so. I mean, one of the things that we fought for in this country was to get rid of the scourge of segregation and putting people aside by some of the most superficial aspects of our humanity, things like the color of our skin. But now you have some of the elite schools out there who are having blacks-only graduations or Hispanic-only graduations. And now, of course, you have them going by legal status, whether you're documented or not.
Well, and this particular Undocu graduation was sponsored by a student group, and we know that student groups do all sorts of things. But Christopher, what is your main problem with schools, you know, student groups at big universities doing this?
It's ignorance of history and what will happen long term. Now, granted, this is voluntary by student groups, and so the school is not enforcing it, and the government's not enforcing it. So that's the bigger issue. If the government itself was enforcing it, that would be a major issue. But that's where everything starts. It starts with people doing this, and then next thing you know, they might start pushing for rules and regulations, laws to be passed to encourage this. And once again, you know, history repeats itself only because people fail to learn the lessons of the past.
What is neo-segregation?
It's lipstick on a pig. I mean, it's trying to say the same thing. We're doing it voluntarily. And, you know, I work with another organization seeking educational excellence, and that's one of the things that they're trying to fight against is identity politics, specifically in academia and the public school system. And, you know, that's what they're doing. They're putting lipstick on a pig, and they're trying to say, oh, well, it's okay that we do this segregation because it's all voluntary. But is it really voluntary, or are they being manipulated by certain Marxist-minded professors with an agenda?
He is the Executive Director of Unhyphenated America, Christopher Harris. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you.